Now, before I start, I will tell you guys that I have not been able to be in contact with you, mainly through my YouTube videos, because I've just been through a traumatic experience, and I don't want to talk about it right now. But what I'm going to do for you guys is that I'm going to be doing a rant on a cartoon that most practically everybody knows about, including myself. What can I say about this cartoon? Breadwinners is bad, but it does not even come close to the revolting mess that is the Ren and Stimpy show. This cartoon was in the late early 90s, I don't know, and frankly I do not give a darn because I don't even care about this show. I have seen one episode of this show. One. The Big Baby Scam. And it was so atrocious. And after seeing another Internet Critics review of the adult party cartoon version of this show, which came out in 2003, that I'm really not looking forward to reviewing, I have to say, I do not blame that critic in the slightest. Okay. So this cartoon is about the wacky adventures of a psychotic chihuahua named Ren and a stupid cat sidekick named Stimpy. What follows is practically one of some of the most awful animation I have ever seen. Seriously, the guys who worked on the show couldn't animate a frame to save their lives, to save their hides. From what I saw in the episode I watched, basically, Ren formulates a plan to disguise himself as babies and to be weighed on hand and foot just so they won't have to do anything. They'll just sit on their lazy hides all day, doing practically nothing and acting childish. But let me get into why I hate this show. There is crude toilet humor throughout, and it never stops. The jokes aren't even funny, and the animation, don't even get me started on the animation. I have seen terrible animated things, i.e. Titanic, The Legend Goes On, but even that is redeemable compared to Ren and Stimpy. Ren and Stimpy is about everything that... Okay, let me just sum Ren and Stimpy for you up right here. It is the 90s equivalent of Breadwinners, Fanboy and Chum Chum, and Rabbids Invasion combined. And I have seen part of Rabbids Invasion. This show is so bad, I can't even describe it. And from what I've seen, its adult party cartoon reboot is even worse. I saw Mr. Etcher's review of the episode Ren, seeks help. And that, let me tell you guys, that almost made me throw up. It made me sick to my stomach. And if you're expecting me to do a rant or review on the adult party cartoon, wait. I got 3 words to say to you. In my... I am so frustrated by this show. A single sentence cannot even come out of my mouth. This show is atrocious. The animation, the jokes, the humor, the show has nothing going for it. Why it was rebooted into an adult show, I have no idea. But if you're expecting me to do a rant or a review on the adult party cartoon reboot, think again. Because I don't want to have to see disgusting things on my computer screen just to make myself feel sick. And believe me, I have seen 1 episode of the original version of this show, and that is pretty much all I can take. Another problem with the Ren and Stimpy show is that the characters are extremely unlikable. Stimpy is a brainless cat with hardly anything going for him at all, and Ren, he's just a psychotic. He deserves to be put into a mental institution. And believe me, he was put into one in Ren Seeks Help in the adult party cartoon. My final rating for Ren and Stimpy is a -2. A complete and utter failure. And not even 100 or 1,000 viewings of this video will make me change my mind. Until I am ready to come back from my traumatic experience, I'm not going to be uploading any more videos in a long while. This is the only exception that I wanted to make, because Ren and Stimpy is just so horrible that if you gave a toddler a piece of paper and a pencil, I bet you that he would come up something more cleverly animated than this. This has been my rant on the Ren and Stimpy show.